My mic was not on. Thank you. That's very embarrassing. Haha. But Drake London is out. Definitely fix that. Michael Penix is going to be out, so Kirk Cousins is the starter. We are downgrading all of the Atlanta Falcons players, except for, actually we're upgrading, except Kirk Cousins, because we don't really know what to get out of the quarterback position. Bijan Robinson, Kyle Pitts, these we've talked about before while my mic was on mute, that these players are upgraded in this situation. Tua Tagovailoa dealing with an illness, so Zach Wilson is the backup just in case things go awry in the Falcons-Dolphins game. That quickly is becoming one of the lesser important games of the week now. Where else? Shedeur Sanders inactive. Probably someone that we're not going to play anyway, so that's all well and good. Obviously, we know A.J. Brown is out. Even though Matthew Golden is listed as questionable, he is expected to play. And Christian Watson is coming off of the PUP, so you can expect him back as well. Trying to see if there's any more. I'm on 4 for 4 right now, waiting to see if there's any news that changes. I see Bryce Young is still doubtful. Nothing in concrete set in stone. Waiting to see if any other sources confirm that Drake London is out. I know Drake London is out. We spoke about how Rap Sheet posted it. Yep, Drake London inactive, Shedeur inactive, Penix inactive. Tyler Algier is going to play. DeAndre Swift, like we said, going to play. That's why he's must start. Drake London not playing. David Njoku is playing. Dalton Kincaid, put him in your lineups. He's also going to be active tonight. And we're still just waiting to hear on Mason Taylor. So I would probably say that Mason Taylor is going to be out. I will look that up on Mason Taylor. Active. Okay. Draft Sharks just tweeted that he is going to play. So I'm going to take that and expect both Breece Hall and Mason Taylor are going to be playing in our fantasy football lineups. If you have any start-sit questions of your own, now is the time to ask. Do not be shy. I already went over this in the beginning, but my mic was on mute. Very unfortunate, but it is what it is. I digress. Let's see if you have any fantasy start-sit questions of your own. Now is the time to ask them. Do not be shy. I'm going to go over, just see players that I just think. Matt Gay. Being that that's going to be something, that's a Monday night game, we're probably not going to know until tomorrow. I would, if it really comes down to it, I know you're not going to be able to grab the Chiefs kicker on Monday night if Matt Gay can't play. Maybe grabbing another kicker on your waiver wire right now may just be the best thing. Or you can, I wouldn't start Matt Gay. You don't have Jaden Daniels at quarterback. It's Marcus Mariota. I would probably just stay away from that one. Maybe add somebody else just for this week. But that is a great question. A lot of outs this week. And it doesn't help that it's bye week apocalypse. So, you know, your A.J. Browns, your Drake Londons, your Mike Evans that are out. It doesn't help that they're already on a bye week as it is. You have guys like JSN, Marvin Harrison Jr., plenty of players on a bye week this week. Amon-Ra St. Brown. There's a lot of wide receivers that are missing out on the action. And with these last-minute inactives, this is a real killer, I would say. I'm someone that has Drake London in fantasy, so I'm definitely upset that I don't have Drake London this week. And yeah, that's pretty much going to wrap it up. If there's anyone out there that has any start-sit fantasy football questions, again, now is the time to ask. Do not be shy. I will get to each and every single one of you. These are my must-start players. Let's just go over them because I haven't really done that in depth. Chris Olave is going up against the... Don't tell me I'm drawing a blank. Who are they going up against this week? They are going up against... Don't tell me. Why am I drawing a blank here? Oh my God. Tampa Bay. Okay. Shootout game. We already talked about this in the video, but nobody watched the video, so it doesn't matter. This is going to be a shootout. The Saints are probably going to be down in this game. The Bucks are probably going to be sitting on the lead the whole entire time. I love the idea of starting Chris Olave this week, maybe even a top 10 wide receiver this week. Going through again, who else do we really like this week? I was a big fan of Romeo Doubs, but now that we're getting Christian Watson back into the mix, we know Matthew Golden is playing. I might not be as in love with that starting spot this week. Just something to keep in mind. Darnell Mooney, even though it's not a good matchup, we kind of just have to start Darnell Mooney now because no Drake London. We have to just take advantage of the opportunities as they come along. If you have a chance to get a player that was a once backup or lesser on the totem pole and now is upgraded, we need to take advantage, put those players in our starting lineups, and hope for better opportunities. Who else could we actually consider playing this week? Start your Broncos players. I know Marvin Mims is a very boomer bust type of player, but Marvin Mims projects well. I would say even an RJ Harvey, a Troy Franklin, just get your Broncos in there because the Dallas Cowboys are going to give up 40 points in this game. Let's just be real. What other matchups do I like, don't like? We talked a little bit about because the kicker spot, the Commanders versus the Chiefs. I probably would stay away from 90% of the Commanders players. I don't love the matchup for Terry McLaurin this week. Deebo Samuel, I guess you can play him, but again, I don't love the matchup. I'm definitely not playing Marcus Mariota at quarterback. I don't even want to trust kicker or defense in this spot. And maybe Bill would be the only player I'd consider starting. And even then, I don't love that matchup at all whatsoever. I think Isaiah Pacheco might actually have a good game in that matchup. But I'm personally afraid to play him because obviously we have Brashard Smith there. Kareem Hunt gets a little bit of action too. It's a deep running back room. So I'm not going too crazy. But we could also talk about today is obviously National Tight Ends Day. So expect your tight ends to go crazy. If you have Tucker Kraft, a George Kittle, a Dalton Kincaid, a Kyle Pitts, a Dalton Schultz, a guy that's on our list actually, I would definitely be going ahead and putting them in your starting lineups this week. If you play in a league where maybe Dalton Schultz is still available on your waiver wire and you're struggling at tight end, you wanted to play Mason Taylor or somebody else, I like Dalton Schultz. I think that there will be quite a few tight end scorers this week. Maybe we see a little Harold Fannin Jr. anytime touchdown action. Maybe I'll parlay that after the video ends. But yeah, let's go over quarterbacks too, because we had someone ask about Jackson Dart versus Aaron Rodgers, and I was probably on mute the whole entire time. So Jackson Dart versus Aaron Rodgers. Jackson Dart has a very tough matchup with the Philadelphia Eagles. Problem here is he's still one of the better starting options, you could say, despite that negative matchup. I like Aaron Rodgers in a narrative and game script where he's going to play against the Green Bay Packers. The Green Bay Packers, though it's a good defense, are a little susceptible and weak to the wide receiver position, and I feel like DK Metcalf could actually be a mismatch that the Packers cannot stop. So I like the opportunity for Aaron Rodgers to just absolutely feed DK Metcalf, short passes over the middle as they've been doing this whole entire season. So I like Aaron Rodgers slightly over Jackson Dart, but there's still probably maybe only 11 guys that I would say I would definitely start over Jackson Dart this week. I wouldn't play him over Jackson Dart, but I think Joe Flacco against the Jets is interesting. This is another one where you're not really playing the quarterback based on the matchup or what they've done for us lately. This is more of a narrative or simply a revenge spot game where we see two quarterbacks that ironically both played for the Jets. No, it doesn't have to do with the Jets in both situations, but both of these quarterbacks left the Jets and are either facing a team they used to play for or the Jets, and they're going to both try to shred it against their opponent. They both have something to say about that. Joe Flacco was left for dead by the Jets. Everyone said he was no good. Then started bouncing around the league again, and everyone was like, hey, Flacco could still ball. So I would expect a big spot game from Joe Flacco here. It's not the first time he's had a revenge game against the Jets, but we've seen this happen before when he was on the Cleveland Browns. I think it was a Thursday night game, and the Browns put BTA on the Jets. There's no other way to explain that. And yeah, I like that. I don't think Justin Fields is worth starting this week. I think if you could choose between Joe Flacco and him, I would definitely pick Joe Flacco in this game. But what do I know? Let's talk defense. Can we talk kickers and defense, perhaps? What defenses do I like this week? The Colts play the Titans, so that's an easy one. The Patriots are playing Dylan Gabriel, so again, that's a very easy to go ahead and play because both of these quarterbacks right now are just no good. The Chiefs, they're going to play another quarterback, Marcus Mariota, who I would just probably say right now is no good. So there we go. Those are three defenses that I really like. And now I'm starting to even be a fan of the Falcons defense, considering maybe Tua doesn't play the whole game and Zach Wilson gets in at some point. That would be me licking my chops if I had the Falcons defense, knowing that Zach Wilson was coming into the game because maybe Tua couldn't finish the game out or he's sick, he can't play, whatever the case may be. That could be interesting. Even if it's for a play or two, Zach Wilson could mess things up real quick for the Dolphins. In terms of the kicker spot, Brandon Aubrey, great kickers. Let's just be honest. They're going to be outside in the mountains. He's going to be drone from 70, 75 yards if he wants to. Butker, we like Butker. Evan McPherson against the Jets. The Jets are going to give up a lot of points. This is just something we know. This is a team with a defensive identity, right? And they give up too many points. Like, that is ridiculous. That is just crazy to me. Where else? Got Jake Elliott. I kind of like that in a divisional matchup. You don't really know what you're going to get exactly in terms of, is it touchdowns, is it field goals? I would say Jake Elliott gets a little bit of both. Kind of like how Cam Dicker did on Thursday night. You're going to get a little bit of the field goals. You're going to get a couple touchdowns. And all in all, you're going to be like, wow, I had a great day. I think that's going to wrap it up for this one. Unfortunately, I haven't had that many people in the live stream, which is a bummer. But you know what? I thank every single one of you who did watch for watching. It means the absolute world to me. Definitely go ahead and start Chris Olave, Bo Nix, Dalton Schultz, and DeAndre Swift. Because if you do, you're going to come back to this fantasy football channel and go, wow, this guy knows what he's talking about. He just put me on game. So with that, Drake London is out. Tua Tagovailoa is dealing with an illness. Michael Penix Jr. is not playing and Kirk Cousins is a go. And Bryce Young is doubtful to play. So we're probably going to get Andy Dalton in this one. I'm not playing the defense that's going up against Andy Dalton. That would be the Bills. I'm just going to say it right now. Be careful playing the Buffalo Bills defense today. And that's all I'm going to leave you with today. Thank you guys so much. Everyone, best of luck to you in your fantasy football matchups today. If you have any more fantasy football start sit questions, ask them right now or forever. Speak your piece. Or I don't even know what that's supposed to be. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. My name is Turtle. This is Outlier Fantasy. And I will see you in the next video.